Yesterday, I saw Tom Brady try to claim that Argentina coming back from a 2-0 deficit versus Egypt was crazier than 28-3 in the Super Bowl. It's absolute prisoner of the moment slop from Tom, but it did make me curious. Would Argentina's comeback rank in the top 10 playoff comebacks of my lifetime? Spoiler alert, the answer is absolutely not. This list is insane. Number 10 was easily the hardest for me to pick. There were so many options, but I ended up going with the Colts comeback against the Chiefs in 2013. Obviously, we all remember this, what was supposed to be the first of many Hall of Fame moments in Andrew Luck's career. The Colts were down 28 points in the second half and went on a 35-6 run to win. It was remarkable. But it was a wild card game at home against a pretty mid-playoff team, so I feel like 10 is a good spot. At number 9, I went with the craziest playoff hockey game that I've ever seen, San Jose versus the Golden Knights in 2019, Game 7. At the 10:40 mark in the third period, the Sharks were down 3-0, and literally 4 minutes and 1 second later, they were up 4-3. They scored 4 goals in 4 minutes in Game 7 of a Stanley Cup playoff game. That's insane. Listen to the freaking crowd. At number 8, also 2019, Liverpool's second leg at Anfield versus Barcelona. They don't have Salah or Firmino. It's the Champions League semifinals. Liverpool lost the first leg 3-0, 0 away goals, meaning they'd have to win 4-0 or 5-1 or more. I genuinely had no faith that this was remotely possible at all, but it happened. Number 6 just happened less than a month ago, Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Recency bias will have a lot of people claiming that this should be top 3 or even number 1, which I totally understand considering I originally had it top 3. But logically speaking, basketball is a game of runs. The optics can change so quickly to the point where I really never thought that this game was over, even when it was 81-52. Regardless though, this is obviously top 10. It's the greatest comeback in the history of playoff basketball. I was in New York. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Number 6 could definitely be number 1, maybe if the stakes were a little higher, because this was ridiculous. Texas A&M was down 12 points with 35 seconds left in the round of 32 back in 2016, and they won the game. And if you look at the Bill James lead calculator, the game was over. Any team in this exact scenario is 100% safe. What Bill James didn't account for is the scenario where every single thing goes right and then a bunch of other stuff goes right. At number 5, La Remontada, literally Spanish for the comeback. Barcelona lost the first leg 4-0. Again, 0 away goals, meaning if PSG scores in the second leg, Barcelona has to score 6. And crazy enough, PSG did score in the second leg, and Barcelona was only up 3-1 in the 87th minute. They needed 3 goals in the final 6 minutes of the game to win, and they did it thanks to Neymar. At number 4, the 2005 Champions League final, the Miracle in Istanbul. A scrappy Liverpool team who finished 4th in the Prem versus one of the most loaded teams of all time, and Liverpool is down 3-0 at half. Honestly, there are a lot of people that can break down the insanity of this better than I can. I was only 5. At number 3, Jason Lezak chasing down the French guy, I forget his name, but it's one of the greatest moments in the history of sports. If you pause time at this moment and polled the entire world on whether it was possible to make up this gap, I think 0 people would have said yes. Number 2, I feel like I don't need to explain this at all. The only surprise here is that it's not number 1. And that's because what Carlos Alcaraz did in the 2025 French Open final will never be topped. It was the single greatest comeback I have ever seen. Like, can you imagine going down 2-0 and facing triple championship point against the number 1 tennis player in the world? Especially after a grueling tournament in the French heat. Like, there's no way you win that. I can't fathom that he did.